Well, that's more like it. Hey there, folks. Yep, it's your old pal Stevie Coyle here, webcasting from Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, 20 miles due east and only slightly north of San Francisco, California. And thanks for tuning in previously. I didn't realize the camera was live. I hope I didn't say anything unpleasant. Although I was thinking unpleasant thoughts, which seems to be a trend these days. But we'll see if we can keep this one clean and clear and relatively politics-free. And let me check and make sure that things are happening here. I'll log on myself here. Pardon my tonsure. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And looks like we're live. Yep, indeed. And let's see, am I in the picture and everything like that? Yeah, how about that? Pretty cool. All right. Well, I'll wait for some of you to come back, if you will, because I done started again. And I'll wait just a couple of minutes. This show used to be the Friday noontime webcast, which rolled trippingly off the tongue. But nowadays, it's been pushed back to 12:30, 12:40, kind of whenever Gavin Newsom, our governor here in California, is winding up his report on COVID-19 and everything else that's going on here in California. So I don't want to get in the way of that, and he doesn't want to get in the way of me, Gavin. And so I pushed these back to 12:30, 12:40, something like that. So I'll wait for some folks. Oh, looks like we have some folks popping online here. There's 7 of you. Nice to see you. There's Arden. There's Dan. Thanks for coming back. Hey, Jim. Good to see you. David Hilliard. What's that odd-looking thing over my right shoulder? Over my right shoulder. That's my right shoulder. The cutaway? The cutaway guitar, Dan? Is that what you're referring to? Not exactly sure what you mean. Specify and I'll tell you what it is. Hey, Chris, there you are. John Heron, nice to see you yet again. Repeat offender, dear pal. Wonderful. Today is going to be, hey, Arden. Arden, you're such a hero. Posting and reposting information to folks on the Music Gently Down the Stream page. Please feel free to post your URL or the name of your page. Arden has been reposting people's live casts for months now. And what a hero you are, Arden. Great, great gal. All right. No, it has no waist. Oh, the little guitar up here. Yeah, that is a guy named Randy Muth, M-U-T-H. It's kind of between an O and a double O size guitar. Randy Muth. Lovely guitar. I'll play that one for you later on, but the guitar I want to feature for you today is right here in this here case. I haven't even opened it. This is going to be kind of like one of those unboxing videos where people can get all excited about the box coming in the mail. And, well, this one got dropped off by a pal of the guy that's the builder and a pal of mine. Hey, John Western. Yes, indeed. All is well so far. You bet. Living like a hermit. Feel like a leper. But aren't we all and don't we all? You bet. No waste at all. Well, a little bit of waste on it. Oh, this is a ukulele. That's a uke, Dan. That's a little pineapple uke. Now I see what you mean. Yeah. That's one of those little old pineapple ukes from 1,000 years ago. The 30s, I suppose. Ooh, mind your ears. A little bit out of tune. And this one, somebody had a bright idea of turning this into a 6-string uke, and so they've drilled extra holes. They're all ready for tuners. And of course, the saddle is kind of not what it ought to be either. But this is a weird little instrument a guy gave to me years and years ago before ukulele became popular again. In those dark days when we were still living under the shadow of Tiny Tim, singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips. And I wonder if I can even get this remotely in tune. Well, that's not quite right, is it? I'm going for it. Cover me. I'm going in. Oh, that's all wrong. Never mind. That's why it's hanging on the wall. Pineapple uke from the late 30s, early 40s perhaps. All mahogany body with this weird little pineapple decal on there. It might be worth something on eBay, but I just like the looks of it. And I've got a couple of instruments around the shop that are here just for looks. I'll put that right there. All right then. Back to the guitar I was going to tell you about. It's from a gentleman named Lloyd Smith. Hey, John Kressich. Hey, Brother Jamie. Hey, Charlie Howell. There you go. All right. And Laurie McFarlane, nice to see you. Very good. Hey, Mark Bronke. It's a uke. Yeah, I know. I might even try and tune that up and play it. The one little song I kind of almost know. But it's embarrassing. It'd be like, chopsticks or ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da on piano. You don't want to hear that. But let me proceed with this guitar. The gentleman's name is Lloyd Smith, and I wrote to Lloyd, who I've met on several occasions and played his guitars and thought they were really cool. He's a small builder out of where is he out of? The Davis, Sacramento, Winters triangle there. It's kind of the Bermuda Triangle of guitar builders. For whatever reason, there's all kinds of guitar builders up there. And I don't know if it's something in the water or what, but there's a lot of great guitar builders, and he's one of them. Lloyd Smith. And he wrote me a little email. I asked him for some details on the thing. And here's what Lloyd has to say about the guitar. His philosophy has been to explore construction techniques for long-term stability and trying for a balanced tone in a sub-dreadnought format. How about that? You may also notice a minimalist tendency. Well, let's look at the damn guitar coil. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, I've played this one. This is cool. Check this out. Not my butt. That's not what I'm talking about. Here we go. Here it is, about the guitar. See, sometimes you open the case and your answers are all right there. Isn't this cool looking? Certainly a sub-dreadnought format, and very light, remarkably light guitar, especially considering the sides are laminate, which is no disgrace. There's no shame in that. The principle being that you want the sides to be nice and stiff so that the vibration isn't lost in vibrating the sides instead of driving all the energy to the top off of the bridge. This is, the top is solid European, I'll get back to his philosophy in just a second here. The top is solid European spruce, Picea abies. You bet. The back body, neck, and rosette are Honduran mahogany. Check that out. Isn't that pretty? And that for you Latinophiles, Swiatinia macrophilia. And the fingerboard and bridge are Guatemalan rosewood, Dalbergia tussarensis. And it looks like this. Isn't that lovely? It smells really good too. This is hand finished, I'm quite sure. Because it's got that hand finished, hand rubbed finish kind of smell. I wonder if this is an oil varnish. We'll find out. Stay tuned. The construction, vacuum bonded 3-ply laminated body. Right. 3-part laminated neck. He does this thing where he forms the sides double layer thick, and maybe even 3. Do I read that correctly? 3-ply laminated body. 3 really thin plies, and they're vacuum bonded. They're glued to each other so that there are no gaps from one piece of laminate to the other. So you've got the stiffness, essentially, of, God, I hate the term, plywood, but that's what it is. You've got the stiffness of plywood, but you've got the beauty and the knowledge that it's all high-quality wood, just 3 really thin strips, vacuum bonded for the sides. Cool. The neck is a 3-part laminate as well. Yes, it is. Beautiful. Static truss rod system with 3 carbon fiber elements. There's a big one down the middle, and there are 2 little ones down the side. And he talks about that in his email to me. I'll get to that in a second. Long scale, 25.4. Solid headstock. Pickguard is marine epoxy impregnated Honduran mahogany. Again, more Honduran mahogany here. And cool. Components, Grover tuners, micarta saddle and nut, Evo gold frets, very cool. Ivoroid bindings. The strings are elixirs. Not my favorite string, but not my least favorite string either. These are the nano webs, boxwood bridge pins, Fishman end jack. It's ready for a pickup. It doesn't have a pickup yet, but it's ready for a pickup. So it's got the jack and the end pin there. And, it's Cardinal Nitro Lacquer. Yeah, that's why. It's got that smell. It's hand-done spray lacquer, rattle can lacquer, and a beautiful job. Length and dimensions and this and that. Weight is 4 pounds, 4.1 pounds, with strings. So, care of this guitar, nitrocellulose lacquer can be damaged by solvents and hand sanitizer and insect repellent. Absolutely true. Too many people have found out too late that using that DEET on yourself can really ruin a guitar. So many people, you could hear cries of anguish going up from various camps at Strawberry as people discovered this a moment too late after they sprayed up with DEET, played their guitar, and all of a sudden their arms and hands were sticking to the guitar because the finish was coming off. Terrible. And you got to be careful of some of the hand sanitizers as well. Word to the wise. Avoid prolonged exposure to heating sources and direct sunlight. Clean surfaces with a soft, damp cloth. Nothing fancy. There you go. This gentleman's name is Lloyd Smith, and like I say, the guitar was delivered last week after last week's Friday noonish time thing, and I just left it in the case. I just wanted this to be my first exposure to the guitar, but now I see that I've actually played this guitar before. That's lovely. A very kind of closed C-shaped neck, very roundy sort of neck, very comfy, especially for us thumb over guys. Real different. You know, I grew up on Martins. A lot of us grew up on Martin guitars, so that's kind of the default sound that's in my ear. My first good guitar, as Jamie will attest, is, my brother Jamie will attest, was a Martin D18. Serial number 232192. But who's counting? Yes, I look for it every once in a while online. Haven't spotted it yet. I just like to know where I went. I don't want it back or anything. But that's the sound I have in my ears, Martin guitars. This is different. The overtone stack is different. It's got a little more, instead of kind of an or this is ridiculous, but how are you going to talk about sound? There are two terms that are native to sound, louder and softer, and that's it. Everything else is an analogy, a metaphor, a simile, food comparisons, temperature, taste, smell. It's like wine. How do you talk about taste? You use analogies. Same thing here. I think it's useful to think of some guitars in terms of the vowel sound that they make, or the letter sound that they make. This one doesn't have, has a bit of a closed sound. Instead of being or e, this one's got a little bit of Does that make any sense? Wow, lots of sustain, lots of balance. Deserving of a real live tuning, since it's been in the case at least a week. Untuned by me, certainly. Lloyd Smith. And yes, the guitar is for sale, kids. We're going to price it somewhere right around $3,000 and see what happens. We'll take offers against that. And the money that's made for this guitar will go to hospice charities in the Sacramento, Davis, Winters area. Lloyd's going to donate all the money to hospice charities, which is great. He's a fine gentleman, a real gentlemanly gentleman. Everybody sing along. A little more, a little higher. There we go. Oh, yeah. The diameters of the strings are so different. It's always interesting to hear what each individual string does as you're moving across, especially from high to low. Now, I'm not touching the guitar at all, so it's regenerating. It's picking up some overtones from the B string in particular. There's a lot of B information in an E string. In fact, sometimes when you're tuning the B string, it'll say E, or the E string will say B, particularly down low. There's a lot of crossover there. And it's picking up some of the low string as well. Really interesting sustain. Oh, let me get my hands off the guitar. It's picking up a little bit of that B string. Cool. That means the upshot of that is that instead of really working the guitar to get everything out of it, it's more, in a sense, all there. And you can just kind of play back from it a little bit. Play back from everything out. You know what? I'm getting behind here, kids. Let me check in on your questions and comments. And where are you? There you are. All right, swipe left. That's James Coyle, Mark Bronke. There we go. David Foster's watching. Okay, good, good. No comments or questions. I'll proceed. Is the sound okay? You can hear everything the way you want to? Do let me know that. I assume so. Hey there, Bob Oswald. Nice to see you. Great. We're looking at a Lloyd Smith guitar today that just came into the shop. Well, it didn't just come in. I just opened the box. I just opened the case for the first time today. It's been here since last Friday. And I'm just checking it out. And it's beautiful. I love the look of it. Kind of a wide waist and squatty shoulders. Not exactly a Klein look, but it's got a little bit of, if you're... Oh, man, it's got that Cardinal Nitro smell. Just really good, I have to say. That smells like a guitar to me. And this is brand new. This guitar has been played very little. I love hearing what those little half steps do. Got a really cool flutter there. Oh yeah. Cool guitar, real different. It's not Martini. And you know what Lloyd says, let me get back to his letter a little bit. I think in his letter he said, well, he started off, he's built about 40 plus guitars now. Maybe that's not right either. Let me check and see here. Excuse me, kids. Go back to my email. There it is. He's after about 40 guitars, his instruments started to look and sound more conventional because he started off trying to be really radical. He experimented with a whole lot of stuff, got impressions from a lot of guys that he knows that play guitar, and decided to make things, and believe it or not, this is apparently more conventional than some of his early guitars, and it's certainly not a conventional looking guitar. But the build is not conventional either, with triple laminate sides, 3 carbon fiber rods in the neck. Terrific. He's been building the Hummingbird version, which I suppose this is, for the last couple of years. Classical guitar construction with the sides mortised directly into the one-piece neck head block, no dovetail joint. It's directly mortised right in there. The other peculiar thing is the static truss rod, made from a carbon fiber tube, accompanied by flanking carbon fiber rods. Right, minimal deflection and very stable over time. The sides and the sides of the body, he constructs them as a one-piece ribbon laminate glued up around a form with the veneers inside a vacuum bag. Inside of a vacuum bag to remove all the voids in the laminate. And he refers to a photo. I've never tried this. I've never tried showing a photo on here, but check this out. Wow. Let me see if I can. I hope you're seeing that. That's how the sides get formed, is with that vacuum bag. And he glues it up, hits it with a vacuum. It pulls everything super tight so that there's no gaps at all. I hope you saw that. And back to your comments and questions. Hey, Pamela. Yeah, it's Friday. How could you tell? You bet. Megan Smith, Arden, you bet. Jim Hill, nice to see you. Greetings back to Florida, Paul Garfinkel. Very good. Hey, Daria Kriegs. Bill Merlin, David Foster. I'm Miss Nancy, and I see David, and I see Daria. I'm going to play it some more. Let me tune it up again. Come on, Bessie. It's got, in terms of describing the sound, I don't know if you can hear it. I've got a pretty good mic here, and you've perhaps got some pretty good earphones or a good system at home, but nothing like hearing the stuff in person. Be glad to play it for you out on the picnic tables or hand it off to you and have you play it if you live close by. And if not, I'll ship it to you. And if you love it, buy it. If you don't, if you love it, I'll cash the check that you will have already sent me. See how that goes. If you don't, ship it on back and just pay shipping both ways, and Bob's your uncle. Whatever the hell that means. It's an easy play too, really nice in the left hand. So like I say, we're going to start this guitar around $3,000 just because he doesn't know what to charge for it. I think it's a $3,000 guitar. You may think it's somewhat a little bit south of that. Make me an offer, and I'll make an offer to him. We'll see if we can get this guitar sold and get the proceeds going to hospice in the Sacramento area. You don't often feel a closed C neck, but I like them. There's different profiles to the neck. If you're looking right down the neck, some of them are kind of an open C like this. Some of them are very D-shaped, where you've got kind of almost shoulders on the guitar, on the neck. This one is kind of a closed C, where the fingerboard isn't the widest part of the neck. It's actually just below that a little bit. A little closer to me is the widest part of the fingerboard. Somewhere along the edge of the binding of the neck, of the fingerboard to the body. Talk about sound is to describe them using orchestral instruments. This one's got a lot of flutiness to it. Ooh. Or going back to the vowel sounds, it's got a lot of ooh to it instead of a lot of ah or e, kind of a flat sound. Ooh, oh, ooh. It's got some ooh or r in it, a slightly more closed sort of sound to the envelope as it moves out. But a lot of sustain. There's a lot of crosstalk amongst the strings. The strings are picking each other up and running with the frequencies. Ooh, boy. I'm feeling that in my chest. Ooh, that's nice. got some tuba down low there. Up the road and around the bend, thought I saw that Jersey devil dancing in his moccasins. Oh yeah, there's some power in there. So if you've got a big pile of guitars and you're wondering, what do I need for my collection? What don't I have? You might not have one of these. Let me read you the specs one more time. The top, solid European spruce. The back body, neck, and rosette are Honduran mahogany. And I always like to show off this part of the guitar because as a guitarist, that's what you're going to be looking at. It's real pretty. Now the back is straight grain. That's quarter sawn. The sides are cut on a diagonal, so you get all that cool figure in there. Really lovely thing, man. And real different from anything else in your collection. So, think about it. So fun. Wow. Lloyd Smith, make me an offer. Kind of in the 3,000-ish range. Let's start there and see what happens. And I'll talk to Lloyd with any offers that come in, and we'll see if we can get this guitar sold and the money off to hospice causes over in the San Francisco, in the Sacramento area. I've got to toddle along, boys and girls, because there's a gentleman coming in with a guitar I can't wait to feature for you next week, unless he shows up in the next couple of minutes here. It's a Martin OM42 Paul Simon. The OM42 is a very rare guitar, but in 1997, Martin made a few of them. They were going to make 500. They only ended up making 223, and this is one of them that's coming in, and I'll feature this for you next week. It looks real good. The photographs I saw looks real good. It specs out great. It's an OM body, but with a 42 look and binding, and that's what Paul Simon wanted apparently back in 1997. He said, yeah, you can build a guitar for me. I'd like one of those OM42s that you've only made for a couple of years back in the 30s. So, don't stay tuned all the way through till next Friday, but do tune in again next Friday. In the meantime, let me tout a couple of things I'm involved with. Saturday morning, and I'll have to post this on my Facebook wall, I'm involved in some sort of TEDx thing from Poland. There's going to be an enormous variety show with puppeteers, magicians, musicians, a wonderful young musician, 11-year-old girl playing violin, and she is just a true prodigy, prodigious in every sense of the word, really remarkable. That'll be at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Shiver me timbers. I'll have to be up and looking pretty by 9 o'clock in the morning. And then on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Glenn Houston and I, the Quitters, will be doing our last show for the year. Not our last show forever, just our last show for the year because Glenn's getting his shoulder fixed. And then I'll be back on Monday night for my usual Monday night thing at 7:30, all Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight Times. We're still in daylight time here. So hope to see you either tomorrow at 9 in the morning or Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or Monday at 7:30 p.m. But meanwhile, let me check and see if there are any questions here. I'm lagging behind, but... Hey, Jimbo. Yes, Lisa, it's a beautiful guitar. Lloyd Smith. Hey, Al, nice to see you. The price is, we haven't really landed on a price yet because Lloyd has given away many more guitars than he's actually sold. In fact, I wonder if he's actually sold any of them. This one is for sale to raise money for hospice causes over in Sacramento. We're going to start at around $3,000. I think it's, it's right around a $3,000 guitar. High twos, maybe? Oh, yeah. Plays great, sounds great, looks really cool, is unusual. You'd be the first one on your block to have one of these. Whoever you are and wherever you are. Lloyd Smith. Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. Nice to see you. It's your old pal Stevie Coyle here, signing off from Lafayette, California, and Mighty Fine Guitars. See you real soon.